Hello friends, welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Kayla, and today I am taking you guys along with me in a week in my life. An abnormal week, but like a week in my life, or a week in my life of outfits, I should say. Hello friends, welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you're new. Today I am taking you along with me as I show you a week in my life of outfits. I'm actually about to hop in one of my best friend's cars and we are road tripping it to the Eastern Shore. One of our mutual best friends lives on the shore and she invited us to come and stay with her for a little bit, so we are headed out that way. So I thought, because I'm going to the ocean and it's like the end of summer, I could share with you guys some of my favorite outfits from the summer while we're there. That's kind of the plan. I guess I don't really need to keep talking. Let's just jump right in. Today's outfit. If you've seen the videos from the last 2 weeks, you will have seen that I thrifted this shirt. I thrifted this at the Goodwill for the whimsigoth video that I did last week, and I am obsessed. I agree with some of you that my whimsigoth styling is a little bit more goblin core. You're not wrong. And I do feel like this is giving dark cottage core, goblin core, fairy core kind of vibes. But nonetheless, I am obsessed. This is from Dress Barn, and I'm sorry, but Dress Barn is like so good. I have gotten some of my favorite blazers from there. I don't know if it exists anymore. So yeah, it was exciting. I saw a few pieces from Dress Barn while I was at the thrift, and this top is just so good. My mom said it reminded her of a top that she actually owned. But anyway, so this top, thrifted from the Goodwill. Absolutely obsessed. Actually, this whole outfit is thrifted from the Goodwill. My belt also thrifted from the Goodwill, and so is my prairie skirt. You guys have 100% seen this skirt before. It is, I think, from the brand Style & Co. It is the perfect tiered prairie skirt. I'm obsessed with it. This belt I call my Rachel Maxi belt. It was very heavily inspired by a belt that she had, and I thrifted this on the Goodwill too. Accessories, I just have on my normal rings. I have on like some little gold hoops, and then I actually made these little hair clips here. They're just little gold pins, gold clips with little purple dangling draping flowers. And this is this look. I have not put shoes on yet, but you'll see them in the full clip. I am just gonna be wearing sneakers, just white sneakers. I love my white Adidas. They are so comfortable and they honestly just work with so many different outfits. And because today's a travel day, I wanted to go comfortable. So that's what we're doing. Good morning. I'm pretty sure this is what John B meant when he said welcome to paradise. The only downside is the mosquitoes. I must have killed like 12,000 of them. This place is gorgeous. Anyway, it's 7 a.m. I'm outside. I'm gonna do a little bit of journaling. Yeah, this is the outfit I have on today. I felt like it was very fitting for our setting. I know I showed this outfit in like a short, but I don't know that I've ever shown it in like long form, so here she is. So my skirt I got on Amazon, which will be linked down below in my storefront. The top is actually thrifted and there's no tag inside, so I can't even tell you where this baby is from, but it's just blue and white gingham. And then my sweater is also thrifted. This is a vintage Susan Bristol sweater. I have a couple of her vintage pieces and they're so gorgeous. Now, a lot of her pieces are wool. I have very, very sensitive skin and I find it to be quite itchy, but if you are a wool sweater fan, you would really like those. This one, however, is not wool. This is just made out of a really, really soft cotton knit. Really soft, really lightweight, perfect for summer, which makes sense given that this is like a springy, sort of summery design. And yeah, anyway, this place is gorgeous. Today's plan is to go to Cape Charles, which is maybe like 30 minutes from here. So we'll be just like hanging out around town. I know we're going to a little bookstore. but for now I'm going to just sit and journal and just try to avoid getting eaten alive by mosquitoes. The next day we went out to Chincoteague and Assateague Beach. They are two little islands off of the coast of the Eastern Shore, and quite frankly, they are picturesque little oceanfront towns. We stopped in Chincoteague just for breakfast in the morning, and as you can see, it has this cozy small town vibe that is honestly what I picture anytime I think about living in a small oceanfront town. We stopped in a place called Mr. Baldy's, and I just got a very classic diner brunch with an omelet and home fries. After that, we headed to Assateague Beach. Personally, I think Assateague Beach is worth it. So it is a national park, so there is a fee to get in. But because of that, I felt like it was very well maintained. There's also public bathroom facilities that were also very well kept. Obviously, it is a quite crowded space, and that's because it is a popular tourist attraction, and that is also because there is a group of wild ponies called the Chincoteague ponies that just live and roam free here, which is so cool, and we actually got a chance to see them. This is an oceanfront beach, so the water was freezing, but also it provided us an incredible opportunity to see dolphins. We saw a humongous pod of dolphins swim right by us, and honestly, this whole experience was just a nature girly's dream. I was screaming, crying, throwing up. It was just so fantastic. After that, we headed back to Paloma's house to enjoy some scenic footage of my outfit, her beautiful property, and their two horses, Dazzle and Rojo. Paloma's mom actually rescues horses, so these are two rescues that she took in. Oh, hi, it's me again. I guess I should break my outfit down for you. This dress is one of my favorite dresses from the summer. I picked this up right at the start of the season, and I honestly wore it nonstop. It's this really lovely ocean blue color. It has the tie straps that I am obsessed with, and of course a ruffle on the bottom. It has a sheer top, which makes it really versatile and comfortable, really stretchy. And then it is a longer dress on me. As you guys know, I'm quite short and I tend to stay away from long dresses, but I actually really love how this silhouette looked. I picked this up on Amazon. This is in a size medium for reference. For accessories, I just threw in some star clips in my hair. Throughout this whole trip, I basically just had my bangs clipped out of my face because we were bopping around in and out of the water so much. So it really just made sense to have them kind of out of the way. And then I was just wearing my white faux Birks that I picked up at Target. The next day was our last day, and we just spent the day exploring Exmore. We started off at Exmore Diner, which is a fan fave. We go to it every time we visit lately. And then we just went thrifting at little antique shops all over town. At this point, my sunburn was sunburning. Also, this is the epitome of don't ask me what the back of my hair looks like because it's none of my business. Overall, there were so many amazing finds while we were out and about, and I was actually very proud of myself because I didn't buy anything, though part of me is regretting not getting the Greek Roman busts.
In her natural habitat.
What do you think happened? Overall, this is one of my favorite outfits from the summer. I love the shape of this top. This is from Abercrombie. I will leave my Abercrombie storefront link down below in case you want the link to this exact item. And then my jeans, these are actually my favorite jeans. They're slightly oversized, which I feel like is a perfect fit for me. It's like the perfect vintage looking mom jean. But they're actually from the Wild Fable brand at Target. For accessories, I kept it easy breezy, beautiful cover girl. Just threw my hair up, pinned my bangs back, and then put on my layers necklace, and then just some gold hoops. For sneakers, I just threw on my white Adidas. Okay, so I'm officially home from my trip. It's really nice to be home. I had such a lovely time, and truly, Paloma lives every cottagecore girlie's fantasy. Just like this beautiful oceanfront property with everywhere you turn, there's bunnies or horses or kittens. She has like a ton of cats, dogs, I mean the ocean where there's just so much beauty. It's a fantasy, honestly. Absolutely gorgeous, and just for her to like welcome us into their home was just so lovely. And because we're on the East Coast, sunrise is in the east. You see this stunning, uninterrupted sunrise every morning. Just such a lovely time. But now I'm home, really grateful to be home. I love the feeling of coming home after any trip. There's just something about sleeping in your own bed. So now I'm going to unpack all of my things and actually get some editing work done. And then I'll pop in tomorrow to show you my outfit tomorrow. Hello friends. So when I started this video, my plan was to take you guys along on a week in my life wearing my favorite outfits from the summer. And well, the rest of that week ended up getting away from me. I was actually running an entire wedding and then also baking a wedding cake at the end of that week. And so, yeah, I don't know what delusional mind frame I was in that I thought that I was going to be able to also film my outfits. That did not happen. And quite frankly, on the day where I was baking the cake, I was just wearing pajamas all day. So I figured it is a couple weeks later, but I still wanted to show you the rest of my favorite pieces slash outfits from summer. So welcome to the continuation of this video. Now, it felt like it would be a disservice to not include these pants. If you guys have been around for a few months, you saw the Nuuly video that I did. I tested out Nuuly for 3 months, and these pants were the one and only thing that I bought during that time, and I have literally no regrets. They are just absolutely stunning. Now, I'm quite short, I'm 5'4", and so often I feel like wide leg pants, I don't know, kind of do something weird. These are not doing anything weird. In fact, these are maybe the most flattering, most beautiful pants I've ever worn in my entire life. Like, I'm sorry, I love them. These are originally from Anthropologie, but like I said, I bought them on Nuuly, and one of the benefits of buying them through Nuuly is, actually there's a couple. One, they're secondhand, so I'm not having to buy them brand new. I like the idea of recycled clothes. Two, the price is astronomically lower than if you were to buy them new. So these pants were over $100 brand new. I got them for 80 bucks, which is still quite expensive for a pair of pants, but I have been thinking a lot about the reframing of cost and quality in clothes. When you really break it down and think about all that goes into creating a pair of these pants, or really any piece of clothing, I mean, it starts well beyond when the fabric and patterns get to the factories and people start creating the pieces. It literally starts with the person who's growing the plants to create the crop that will eventually be turned into this fabric. So I don't know, I've just been thinking a lot about like the process of how clothing is made, and especially because I own my own accessories company, I think that probably has a lot to do with why I've been thinking a lot more about this. But yeah, I don't know, $80 when you really think about the huge line of people who worked on this one piece of clothing doesn't actually feel that bad. But then you also, on the other hand, have to think about how access to clothing is a human right. Everybody should have the option to find affordable clothing, and so it's a very nuanced issue. But getting off my soapbox now, I love these pants, and I just absolutely am so grateful that I had the resources to be able to buy them at the time. These pants are black and white. They're black with the white polka dots. Like I said, they're kind of like a wide leg, and these were go-tos when I had my corporate job. I absolutely loved wearing them, but now that I'm self-employed, I still find myself wearing them all the time. So yeah, I actually, when I was the wedding planner of the wedding the other week, I wore these. I paired it with this corset here. This is a denim corset. This is originally from Target. I picked it up a couple of years back. And I really like pairing these two pieces together because this is a black and white pattern, as I mentioned, and I feel like even though this is a black denim corset, it's kind of like that gray toned black, and I felt like it was a fun way to kind of bring the black and white together up top. Another thing that I really love about pairing these two pieces together is the contrast in texture and sort of durability, if you will. These pants are lightweight, really floaty, a little bit more of a feminine cut, if you will, whereas this corset is made of a really rigid, really strong, tough material denim. Now, granted, this is a stretch denim, but outwardly looking, this looks more like a more rigid, more firm material. The same goes with my shoes, and I felt like this was a really nice way to tie the top and bottom of this outfit together. We're wearing more rigid materials on the top and the bottom, if you will. So these are thrifted. They're from the Sam and Libby brand, which I believe is a Target brand, but I picked these up on Poshmark, and when I say there are tons of these exact shoe on Poshmark, I'm so deadly serious. They're really, really comfortable, and I like that they have a little gold accent, so it adds a little pop of metallic and color to this otherwise very monochromatic look. I would say that these fit pretty true to size. So yeah, these are size 9 and they fit me really, really well. If you want them, seriously, look on Poshmark. I don't know if they sell these anymore, but like, there are plenty online. For my accessories, I just have on a bunch of random rings. You guys know I'm a rings gal. And then I have on my little blown glass dagger necklace. I picked this up at a Ren fair last year, and this is from a brand called the Glass Dragon. My earrings are me-made, actually, from my website. I do feel like my hair must be discussed. As you guys know, I cut my own bangs, and honestly, I'm just getting annoyed with them now. Like, I think they're really cute, and some days I wear them out, but then like lately I've just been wanting everything out of my face. So I went with this like sort of braided situation. So I braided them back and then threw them, like, the rest of my hair up in this little ponytail bun situation back here. And honestly, I really, really like this hairstyle. So I think I'll probably be wearing my hair like this a lot more. Now, this outfit as a whole isn't one that I've worn a ton this summer, but these pants I have worn so very much. I have worn them with at least 15 different tops in my wardrobe, and frankly, I felt like I needed to share this specific pair of pants with you all. Okay, the last outfit that I was wearing a ton this summer is this look here. Another all black situation. This linen set is just one of my favorites. I wear it all the time, and I think it's because not only is it incredibly comfortable, but it also looks chic. So I'm able to wear something that just feels cozy. It almost feels like I'm wearing just sweatpants, to be honest, but I still look really put together, and there's really lovely details like the buttons down the back of this shirt, or the tie around the waist, the pinstripe seam down the front that makes them look a little bit more elevated than your standard sweatpant. Not to say that there's anything wrong with wearing sweatpants, there's absolutely not. I just don't tend to wear them in everyday life for the most part. This entire set came together. I got it at Target. They're from the Universal Thread brand, I believe. I will say Target's linen materials are not always the nicest. They're not always the softest. This is very soft, and as with almost all linens, it gets softer the more you wash it. So this has become just incredibly soft the longer I've had it, and I just really love it. It came in a ton of different colors, and had I seen it when they first came out in this sort of pastel blue color, I would have been all over that. But by the time I went and picked this up, the only colorway that I really liked they had available in my size was the black. The whole thing is in a size medium, and I don't know, I just really love it. And it's really nice that this is like a drawstring, so it's very adjustable. So like, you got a lot of space there, which is always very, very nice. And the pants have pockets. I wear this whole set so regularly this summer, and then I would also wear each of the individual pieces with other things too. This top looks really great with jeans or like a little skirt. These pants look really great with anything. I would often wear them with t-shirts, tank tops, things like that. So that's one of my favorite things about sets. You do have to buy each piece separately, but of course they are meant to be a matching set. I kept all my accessories and everything exactly the same because to be honest, I wore a lot of these accessories pretty regularly this summer. And here is the final look. Friends, we've discovered the new filming angle. The way that I filmed the last two outfits, I love that framing. So I do believe I will be filming in that direction moving forward. Also, for the first time in a while, I haven't had problems with the focus, and I think it's because it could like pick me out. I don't know why. It's just as heavily decorated over here as it is on the other side of my room, but beyond the point. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was just a roundup of some of my favorite outfits from this summer. So of course you've probably seen, if not all of them, at least a handful of them. After this week, I will be jumping into autumn content. Next week is the first week of September. Like, what the heck? I am thinking I might actually do a closet clean out next week. If that's something you guys would like to see, let me know. I was organizing my closet the other day and I just realized I have way too much stuff. And as we're heading into the new season, I think it's a great time to start going through what I have and determining what of it I haven't actually worn. So any of the pieces I've had from summer and I didn't wear all summer, I already can think of a couple of things from last year that I just didn't reach for again this year. So yeah, I think I might do a closet clean out next week. Let me know again if that's something you guys would like to see. If it is, make sure to subscribe down below. It's totally free and I'll let you know when I upload new videos. I create fashion related content, everything from thrifting with me's to styling videos to aesthetic explorations and more. You guys can also feel free to follow me all over social media. And if you guys are coming from the YouTube channel and decide to shop my shop tomorrow, which I will leave all of the information down below, feel free to use the code YouTube10 for 10% off. I'm a small batch maker, so everything I make is in a very small quantity. So if you see something you like, go for it. If something sells out and there's enough requests for me to remake them, of course, I will always try to bring them back if possible. Yeah, I think that's all I have for you guys. So of course, follow me on the social medias, like this video if you enjoyed, and don't forget, it costs absolutely nothing to be kind, so be kind to yourself and others. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!